Hi, welcome to class. Come with me for a virtual tour. I've set my course homepage up here for you to arrive at this page. And on this page, you can see that, you're in a Hardin-Simmons University course because our brand is there. And the first thing I'm going to show you is my welcome video. I'm personally welcoming you to the course, and this is intentional. I want you to see what I look like. I want you to hear my voice, and I want you to know that I'm glad that you're here and I've anticipated your arrival. It's a form of hospitality. And I have some navigation tips down here for the course overview, Q&A, the tour, your completion track, going to course modules, and a little bit about me. So when you arrive at the welcome page, it's somewhat, that feeling you get when you go to a mall and you're not exactly sure where your store is and you see one of those kiosks and it says you are here. That's somewhat what a virtual course does. It primes the pump, if you will, for the learning experience, because you can take some of the where do I go, am I in the right place, out of the way and start to focus on immersing in the learning experience, right? Well, let me show you some tips on how to navigate our course. On the left-hand side, it's what's called a menu. And here you can see all the various things. You want to click on people and see who's in the course, check on grades. If you want to chat me up and see who's online, you can click on there. Discussion forum, quizzes, and things like that, as well as search. Now, something I want you to see is you have a search function up here. If there's a particular theme or topic in the course, you can just put it in there and hit question mark, and it'll show you every instance in the course where it has that particular word or subject that you're looking for. Well, let's go to our modules, and you can get there from two different ways. You can here or here. Let's click on the course modules. Now, the first thing you'll see is if you're not familiar with the learning management system that we're in, Canvas, you can click on here and work through this, and it'll tell you a little bit of a background about Canvas. We'll just do that right now. It gives you a little bit of the neat things you can do with Canvas, why we have it at Hardin-Simmons, and how to get trained, and a few things like that. But you'll notice here that the Welcome Begin page is linked to that home page that you landed on. You can click through and get to the same information. So there's a course overview, and you'll want to go here after the virtual tour and take a look at our course overview and look at our course learning objectives, see what my expectations are for the course and the grading scheme. Well, I can click on my back arrow, or I can just hit the next button down here. It's kind of handy on the virtual tour right now. And then there's some information about me. And if you have a question during the course, I encourage you to put it here on a course question board. Chances are others in the course might have the same question. It'll be helpful, then I can provide a response, and then everybody can benefit from the answer. And then you'll be wanting to navigate here to choose your completion track. You're going to be on a fast, moderate, or extended track. And you can click on this link, you'll go to a Google Doc, and you can tell me what track that you'll be on. So I'm going to go back now to the modules page. So you know that Canvas information is here. The beginning matter is here, the overview and the tour, information, Q&A forum. Well, after you've navigated through that, I'm going to ask you to take a learning check. There's just a few questions that lets me know that you're ready to start Module 1. Well, okay, so every time you come to the modules page, you'll have this information up here, but maybe you don't need help with Canvas, or you've already received some help, and you kind of know the beginning part of the course. It'd be kind of nice if that, went away, right? So here's a little tip. Just click on that little down arrow, and it kind of collapses things for you. So now when you come to the modules page, already taken the learning check and got a 100. Fantastic. Kind of collapses everything. Now you just get down to business here of Module 1. So every week, I've got the dates up here, and there's only 2 weeks, so I guess every week isn't necessarily addressing the issue. How about this week and next week? You'll come to Module 1, and the first thing you'll probably want to do is kind of go in order here, is take a look at the big picture. Here I have an overview, everything that you're going to be encountering in this module, and how it connects to the course learning objectives, and what the required activities are for all tracks, what the required reading is, and the time commitment for the upcoming module. And you'll see what the module objectives are, and then kind of the to-do list. What will you read, view, record, develop, post, record, create, reflect, and all the information that you need so that you can look at your calendar and plan accordingly. So here we are in Module 1. We've looked ahead. We've got things on our calendar, and there are going to be 2 presentations that you're going to look at, and then you're going to come down to the activities. Activity 1 is an introduction form. Then we're going to look at course learning objectives, and beginning with the end in mind. You'll have a video that you can interact with. You're going to have the Digital Disciple PDF that's been emailed to you to look at and engage with. And then it'll have some of the heavy lifting here in Module 1 is going to be creating a connection video. And then at the end of the module, there'll be some reflections, and there'll be a wrap-up looking ahead. And there's some optional resources for you to take with you after the course is over, or you may want to look at it if you have some spare time right now. Now, one thing you'll notice in Module 1, that when we do Activity 1, 2, beginning with the end in mind, that you're going to open up this assignment, and it's going to give you an assignment overview and some guidelines, but you're going to click on the Begin with the End in Mind module, and it's going to jump you to the expanded learning module, where you'll have an overview, and then you can click through the rest of the learning modules here. I'm going to jump back to the modules page so you can kind of again see what I did. So you notice how it goes in order 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, but beginning with the end in mind, learning objectives is a very important module. So this is an expanded module right here that you can look at. So you can either start here, which I would recommend, or if you're familiar with the front matter of that assignment, you can jump on down here or come back at it later and work from here. And Module 2 is very much the same format. Now, here are a few things that you'll want to be aware of. First, over here on the far left menu is the Canvas helpline. You may have a question about navigating in Canvas, or maybe you have one of those questions that you're like, I know I just learned this, but for some reason can't find it in the course. You looked in the search bar, didn't seem to have the right query, so you click on that little help icon, and right here is the Canvas support hotline. You can call this any time of day, 24/7, 365, and within 30 seconds, someone will be alive who is familiar with Hardin-Simmons to answer your questions. Now, you don't have to wait until it's a question you just can't find the answer to. Sometimes it helps just to jump right on that helpline, and instead of searching and trying to figure out where you found it, and just ask them the question. So that's always available. Now, I will be checking into the course daily. My arrangement that I usually let my students know is that I'll be in there in the morning and I'll be in there in the evening. That if you have a question that's posted to the question forum, I have a live subscription to that. So it's going to come right to my smartphone and let me know if somebody has a question. And I'll do my best to answer that pretty quickly. But there won't be anything that you have, whether it's an email directly to me, something in the course for question forum, that I won't attend to within a few hours. Now, one thing I do want you to know is that in the announcements here, which I haven't made an announcement yet, so it's probably hard for you to see, but each day I'll be providing some information. It will be encouragement, it may be a teaching tip, it may be a little bit of a summation of the day before, or something for the day ahead. But I'll use that as an additional teaching tip over these next 2 weeks. Now, keep in mind, it's hard to learn everything there is to know about teaching online in 2 weeks, but you're going to have a very solid and wide foundation to continue to build upon. Now, you've all heard that saying, drinking from a fire hose. And I guess this would be applicable somewhat in our situation. But I want to encourage you to take this at your own pace, to go ahead and make sure that you settle in, that you're all in, and that you don't just try to get it done, but fully engage in it. So if you want to take the extended track, so that you can make sure that you get everything that you possibly can out of this course, if you want to take the moderate track, or if you want to take the fast track, you know yourself best and what you need. But I just want to encourage you to get everything out of and give everything you can to put into this course. I look forward to our time together in this learning journey. And if you have any questions, again, a question and answer forum, or if it's just an individual question, feel free to shoot that to me. And I look forward to seeing you in the course.